While performing a craniotomy, a female surgeon was suddenly sprayed in the face with blood. The assistant urged her to transfer the patient to the ICU immediately, but she knew there wasn't enough time. Ignoring everyone's objections, she pushed forward with the operation, determined to remove the tumor as quickly as possible. When the patient's wife barged into the OR and saw the floor soaked in blood, she was nearly scared to death, but the surgeon stayed focused. There was no room for hesitation. Moments later, during her next surgery, she was stunned to discover the man on the table was her husband, someone she had legally married 4 years ago, but had never actually met. On their wedding day, he'd been called away on a mission and vanished for 4 years. Snapping back to the moment, she immediately began the procedure, then personally cared for him afterward. But when he awoke, he didn't recognize her worse. He was instantly smitten and even asked for her contact information. Just as she was about to reveal her identity, a woman and a child burst into the room, and the child called him Dad. The surgeon was stunned. She assumed her husband had built a new life and family while away. Heartbroken, she called her lawyer and asked to file for divorce. What she didn't know was that the man had never cheated. The child was the orphan son of a fallen comrade, and her husband had simply been raising him as his own. So, when he received the divorce papers, he was confused and dismayed. Though their marriage had been arranged and they'd never bonded, she was still his wife in his parents' eyes. Wanting to resolve things in person, he showed up at their marital home with flowers, only to find a young man living there. Jealousy flared. He assumed his wife was seeing someone else. What he didn't realize was that the man was actually her younger brother, who had moved in for her safety. Furious, he stormed back to the hospital and called his wife, saying he agreed to the divorce, but she could forget about the $4 million settlement she demanded. Outraged, she called him shameless. Tempers flared, and accusations flew. Moments after hanging up, they ran into each other at the elevator. Seeing her still at work so late, he was stunned and tried to show concern. She, still fuming from their call, coldly told him she had already transferred his case to another attending. When he asked why, she brushed him off and walked away. Yet, despite the argument, he found himself growing fond of his doctor. Wanting to make peace, he bought her snacks before her shift, indeedly to walk in on her while she was changing.